Once upon a time in a cozy little village, a piglet named George was excited for the family trip to Provence. His older sister, Rosie, helped him pack together, making sure they had everything they needed for their adventure. As they set off on their journey, George asked, "Rosie, why is traveling so important to our family?" Rosie replied, "Traveling, George, helps us grow by experiencing new places and learning about different cultures." When they arrived in Provence, the family was greeted by the beautiful sight of lavender fields. The sweet fragrance filled the air, making George feel happy and relaxed. They arrived at a lovely lavender farm where they learned about the process of harvesting lavender and its many uses. Rosie said, "Did you know, George, that lavender is used not only for its scent but also for its calming properties?" George replied, "Really? It's amazing how nature provides us with such wonderful gifts." As they wandered through the lavender fields, George and Rosie took turns taking pictures, capturing the beauty of their surroundings. Later, they visited a local market and tasted a variety of local cheeses. George couldn't believe how many flavors and textures there were to discover. Rosie said, "It's incredible how one simple ingredient, milk, can be transformed into so many delicious cheeses." George and his family discovered a variety of handmade soaps, made with fragrant lavender. They decided to buy some as gifts for their friends back home. Rosie said, "George, isn't it wonderful how something as simple as a bar of soap can bring joy and remind us of our travels?" As they continued exploring, they found a small cafe serving delicious French cuisine. George tried escargot for the first time, and to his surprise, he loved it. Rosie laughed. "You see, George, sometimes trying new things can lead to delightful discoveries." They also enjoyed a delightful dessert called crème brûlée. George said, "I love how the crunchy caramelized sugar contrasts with the creamy custard." Rosie agreed, "It's the little details in life that can bring us the most joy." The next day, they visited an art museum, where George admired the paintings of Vincent van Gogh. George said, "I love how his paintings capture the beauty of the lavender fields we saw yesterday." Rosie responded, "Art, George, has the power to preserve our memories and inspire us to see the world in a different light." Later, they went to a pottery workshop where they crafted their own ceramic bowls. George, feeling proud of his creation, thought of the importance of patience and practice. In the evening, the family enjoyed a picnic amidst the lavender fields. They shared delicious baguettes, cheese, and fresh fruit, savoring the flavors of France. George's mom said, "Sharing meals with our loved ones, George, is one of the greatest joys in life." On their final day in Provence, they took a scenic bike ride through the countryside, stopping at a quaint village to taste honey made by local bees. George's dad said, "You see, George, even the smallest creatures can create something so sweet and wonderful." They visited a quaint little village. As they explored, they found a shop selling handmade lavender sachets. George decided to buy one to remind him of their wonderful trip. Rosie said, "It's the memories we make and the love we share that makes our journey through life so special." Sometimes the smallest souvenirs can hold the most cherished memories, George. Back at home, George and Rosie shared their stories and gifts with their friends, bringing smiles to everyone's faces. George said, "I've learned so much from our trip, Rosie. It's amazing how traveling can bring us closer together." Rosie smiled and replied, "Yes, George. It's the experiences we share that strengthen our bond and make life truly special." As the sun set, George, Rosie, and their family gathered in their cozy home, grateful for their adventures and the love they shared. The sweet scent of lavender filled the air, reminding them of their unforgettable journey to Provence. Together, they looked through their photo album, reliving the beautiful moments they experienced during their trip. Each picture brought back memories of laughter, discovery, and love. George's mom said, "These memories will stay in our hearts forever, and will always remind us of the importance of spending time together as a family." The entire family nodded in agreement, cherishing the warmth and joy that filled their home. And so, they began planning their next adventure, eager to create more memories and strengthen their bond even further.